So welcome everybody. And as Buck mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing some balance poses tonight. Now, often in yoga, when we are talking about doing balance, we're standing still and coming into tree or crane pose, or even warrior three. Well, in real life though, the place we need balance often is when we're moving. So like if you're walking, you trip over the sidewalk or something, a crack in the sidewalk. Um, so we're going to be doing some balance where we're moving. And this is why I would suggest to have a chair close by or a wall, and just in case you need it. And there's no problem with that. We'll be going through different stages. But another thing that you need for balance is flexibility and also strengthen your lower body. So when we start our practice, we'll be starting with the flexibility part. We'll move to a little balance and then to some strengthening the lower body and then more balance things. So we're going to center now. And you can center either sitting up or lying down. It's your choice. We will be lying down for our first poses, so that might influence you a little bit. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. If you're sitting, lengthen up through your spine. If you're on the ground, you can have your knees bent or long, whatever you like. And then go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't already done so. So it's important to remember that you are a priority. Even a few minutes of intentional reflection can have a really positive impact on the rest of your day. So let's use these next few minutes to come back to center and set an intention for the rest of your day, or perhaps since it's already evening, you'll want to set an intention for tomorrow. So make sure you're comfortable and shift all your attention onto your breathing, taking slower, deeper breaths, more slow and deep than perhaps you've been doing all day. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly let it out through your mouth. Continue to breathe in that way, feeling your lungs expand out as you inhale and relax back in as you exhale. Another thing you might try is when you're taking these deep inhales, maybe make your exhale even a little bit longer. And with each exhale, you may find that your body settles more deeply into the earth, either your sits bones if you're sitting or your whole body if you're lying down. Tune into your body and notice how it feels. Notice if there's anything that it's trying to tell you. Notice any place of tension or tightness in your body, and give those areas permission to relax, sending your breath and love into those areas. Thank your body for taking such good care of you, and let it know that it's okay to rest and relax for these next few minutes. You may notice that your mind starts to wander off, and that's okay. That's just natural. But if that's what's happening, just draw your attention back to your breath. Breathe in deeply and exhaling even longer. And now try to think of one thing today that made you smile or made you thankful or appreciative, and let that feeling fill you up for a moment. Breathe that feeling in from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, and allow yourself to smile if that feels natural. Now focus on something you can do today, whether it's for yourself or for someone else, that will allow you to continue feeling this way. It can be something small, such as deciding to go to bed early tonight so you can finally read that book that's on your bedside table. Or maybe it's the joy of getting dinner to nourish yourself and your family. What's one little thing you can plan for this evening to bring that intentional joy to it? And now just focus on it for the next few minutes. Hold that feeling of joy. And now let's take a few more deep breaths together. Deep breath in, feeling your lungs expand, your belly rise, and then relax back. And then as you exhale, everything will relax back down. And this time, an even deeper breath and a longer exhale through your mouth. And now your very deepest inhale and a longer exhale. Let's go ahead now and bring yourself back into your room there. Open your eyes. And if you're not lying down already, let's go ahead and lie down. So as I've mentioned, we're going to be starting with some flexibility poses. This first one is going to be for getting some flexibility into the pelvis and the hips and the low back. And you might want to take your arms out to the side. You bring your feet together and your knees together, and just lower your knees down to the right. And inhale, coming back to center, using your core muscles here to help bring your legs up. And then exhale down to the left. And inhale, coming up. And continue this. And nice and slow and easy. We're not rushing this at all. We want to give our body a chance to ease into the stretch. You may feel the stretch all the way up your side, from your hips, up your side, maybe even to your armpit. And as you're doing this, you may notice that as you continue on, your knees come a little closer to the floor than when you first began. It may happen, it may not. Don't force it at all, just a natural back and forth. Letting the muscles lengthen easily. And let's do one more back and forth. And then come into stillness with your knees towards the ceiling, your feet on the floor. Now, in this next one that we're going to be doing, you may want to have your blocks close. You may not need them at all, but we'll just see. We're going to start with Apanasana. We're going to bring the left knee in towards the chest. And then lengthen the right leg out if that's okay with your body. You'll find that when you lengthen your leg out, you get a nice stretch here in your hip flexor here at the front of your body. On your left side and the back, you're getting a nice stretch of your lower back. And again, we're not rushing anything. We're just easing into this stretch. And now we're going to release our left hand. We're going to use the right hand to gently bring the right knee across the body, the left knee across the body to the right. Now, often when we're doing twists, we say keep the left shoulder on the floor. But maybe it's okay this time if it comes up a little bit or a lot. And again, we're just easing into it. Feel the stretch on the outer side of your left leg, across your hip, up the side of your body again, maybe even up into your arm a little, your left arm a little. And if you like, you can lengthen your left leg out. And again, that's an option. And if it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. But here also, if you want to lengthen your leg, you might want to brace it a little bit to make the stretch not quite so intense. You figure out what it is best for you. We're going to now bend the left knee if you had it straight. And then we're going to lower the left knee over to the left. And here, again, you may want to tuck a block underneath that leg in case the stretch is too much. And again, experiment to see what you like. You want a nice opening here on your left leg at the hip joint, but you don't want it to hurt at all. You want it to be a nice stretch. And we're getting a good stretch here on our inner thigh of the left leg here. Breathing easily and without any rush. And now let's go ahead and lift the left knee. If you need to use your left hand to help it up, go right ahead. And bring your knee in towards your chest again. And this time we're going to lift the foot up towards the ceiling. And you can hold on to your thigh if you like or not. And it doesn't have to be straight. This is our first real hamstring stretch. So if you need to have your knee bent, that's fine, or as straight as you can. And let's go ahead and circle the foot, getting every part of the ankle there. Ankles are really important. Strong ankles are important for balance poses as well. And reverse the circles. And then begin to gently point and flex your foot. Again, a nice, slow, easy motion. And feel the engagement of the muscles on the back of your leg when you're flexing your foot. And feel the engagement of the muscles on the front of your leg as you're pointing your toes. And then bend your knee and come back to Apanasana, bringing the left knee towards the chest, holding around the shin or the thigh, and then lengthen out. Now just take a moment to notice how your two legs feel. Right now, my left leg feels longer than my right. Now, I don't imagine it actually is, but I want the right leg to feel the same way. So let's do the same thing for the right leg. So we're going to draw the right knee in to Apanasana. The wind relieving pose is what it's called sometimes. And we get this nice stretch on the low back on the right side. Oh, I forgot to say, your hands can be around your shin or around your thigh, whichever you like best. And now let's take the left hand on the right knee and the right arm out to the side and gently guide the right knee across your body. And again, it's okay if your shoulder comes up this time. As you are resting here in this pose, you might take a deep breath in and exhale it out through your mouth. And it tells the body that really it can relax into this pose. And maybe your shoulder will begin to drop a little bit down. And again, if you'd like to straighten your leg, which I can't do since I'm really close to the wall, go ahead and do that. Again, using a block to support your right leg if you like. If your leg is straight, go ahead and bend it and bring your knee up. And we're going to bring it all the way across and lower the right knee towards the floor. And again, if you want to use a block to help support that, so that we have a nice stretch in the opening at the hip joint, but not a painful opening. And that would be fine. So you may feel a nice stretch on your inner thigh here and on your right leg and at your hip flexor area, the front of your hip joint on your left leg. I also feel it a little on my right quadricep here. Let's go ahead and lift the right knee up, again using your right hand if you need to, and hold behind your thigh and lift your right foot towards the ceiling. And again, keep in mind, your leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And let's begin to circle the foot, getting the motion in the ankle. And then reverse the circles. You still see me? Because I can't see me.
Yes, you're good.
Okay, then we'll just do it like this. Okay, so we're getting ready to do some flexibility for our neck and shoulders. So turn your head to the right easily and see how far it goes. And then keep that in mind. And then you're going to fold your hands up, holding onto the elbows, and lower your elbows over to the left without moving anything else. Your right shoulder will lift a little bit, but that's the only thing that will move. So we're going to exhale to the side and inhale to the center. And we'll do this a few times. You may feel a bit of a tug on your right shoulder as you're doing this. And once again, you may find that your elbows go closer to the floor the longer we do this. About 3 more. Last one. And now release your hands and look over to the right again. And just notice if you can see if your head turns a little farther more easily now. Mine does. Okay, so we're going to now go the other way. So turn your head to the left and see how far it goes without any stress or anything on it. And keep that in mind. And then again, hold on to your elbows. And we'll exhale to the right this time and inhale to the center. And we'll do this for a total of 10 times. And again, you may feel a bit of a tug on your left shoulder. And you may also notice that as we do this, the right elbow comes closer to the floor each time. It might not actually, but it might also. Okay, 3 more. And then release. And let's turn our head to the left again. And just notice if that has loosened up your neck so it can turn more easily. And it seems to have. All right, let's roll to one side and come to hands and knees. And you might like to use the blanket under your knees. Okay. All right, so your knees are under your hips, your wrists under your shoulders, and you have your core lightly engaged. We're going to exhale, moving the pelvis away from the thighs, rounding the back up, dropping the head, coming into cat. Inhale, pelvis towards the thighs, spine goes down and head comes up into cow. And continue with this movement. And really try to follow your breath. Say when you're inhaling, your pelvis starts to move and then everything follows along. And then just as soon as you start your exhale, you move into your cat pose. It's a nice, slow, easy motion. And it's great for flexibility of the spine. Let's do one more complete cycle. And then come to stillness. Let's take our right leg behind and toes on the floor, maybe kind of tucked under. And then just gently press back. You get a stretch on your calf. And then come forward. And back again. And forward. And one more time like that. Back again. And forward. And now we're going to move into our first balance pose. If you are unsteady, you can leave your toes down. Otherwise, you can lift up your right leg behind you, trying to make it lengthening out from your hip, straight out, your leg parallel to the floor. And then if you want more challenge for your balance, take your left arm out in front. Now you can leave the hand down if you like. You might like a focal point right underneath your nose or something. Notice how your core is engaged. So we're strengthening the body here. And we're balancing as well. On your next exhale, bring down your hand, bring down your knee. Okay. Let's do the other side. We'll take the left leg back. Press back gently. Toes down. Press back gently. Release that and come forward. Press back gently. And come forward. And let's do that again. Pressing back gently. And then coming forward. And again, you have various options. You can leave your toes down if you like. You can lift your toes, lift your leg out. And then if you want more, you can go ahead and lift your right arm out in front. Okay. Make sure you're breathing. And then on your next exhale, release your hand and your knee. All right. Let's move our hands slightly forward. Tuck the toes. We're coming into downward facing dog. We're going to lift the knees first and bring our head between our arms and then begin to straighten the legs. So let's inhale and then exhale. Lift the knees, bring your head between your arms, and then begin to straighten your legs to whatever feels comfortable. They don't have to be straightened all the way. They can be bent. And then let's go ahead and walk the dog. So we're pressing back with one heel and bending the other knee, and then the other way around. Press into your hands to lift out of your shoulders. And let's come to stillness. And you can certainly come into, when you're tired here, you can go into child's pose if you like. But we'll take, those of you who are up for it, we'll take 3 more breaths here. And then release on down. Bring your knees apart, big toes together. And then we're going to move into child's pose, lowering down, bringing our hips towards our feet. And then head to the floor or on your folded hands or on a block. You want to be able to relax here. And if your wrists were beginning to feel being used, you can circle your hands out or open and close the hands, or maybe even give your wrists a massage. All right, let's press back up. Let's tuck our toes and begin to walk our hands back and then press ourselves up to standing. Let's see. Nope. Oh, darn. Hopefully that will do it. And it doesn't still. Well, you can almost see my head. I'm going to try one more time and then I give up. Okay. All right. So come into your mountain pose, Tadasana. And let's just gently rock forward and back. So we're coming forward to the balls of our foot, back onto the heel, and just notice how your body adjusts so that you don't fall over. And and then come to stillness. So that was a balance exercise. Not so bad, right? All right, let's go ahead and do about 3 rounds of the opening of sun salutation. Let's inhale out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back, release on down. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale, release down. Inhale, bend your knees a little, press into your feet, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, arms to your side. Okay, again, inhale out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back, and release. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, press into the floor, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, arms to your side. One last time. Inhale out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back, release down. Inhale up to flat back. Exhale, release down. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Bring your hands together. Bring them down to your heart center. Close your eyes and notice how you feel. Notice your breath, how your body may feel a little bit energized. All right. Let's do crescent pose. We're going to take our hands together, interlace the fingers, and then point the index fingers. Okay. So we're going to take our arms up overhead, and I'm going to squat down for a minute. If your arms don't go all the way up, that's okay. They can be anywhere above your head. Okay, and feet underneath our hips. Inhale and exhale over to the right, feeling the stretch on the left-hand side. Inhale up. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale up. And let's do it again. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. And exhale to the left. And inhale up. All right. Now we're going to do this again, but slightly differently. We're going to bring our feet together. Now, if you feel too wobbly doing it this way, move your feet apart, and that's okay. Okay? All right, same thing. Arms up to whatever level you can. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. And inhale up. One more time. Exhale to the right. And inhale up. And exhale to the left. And inhale up. And you'll notice that with your feet closer together, it changes things just a little bit. You have to use more balance in it. All right, let's come to the short end of the mat. We're going to do the Warrior One sequence. And so we're going to step back with the right foot. And the right foot is at a little bit of an angle. Your front knee is over your left knee is over your left ankle. And then you try for your hips as square to the short end of the mat as you can. And if that's not working very well, you can widen your feet out to the sides to give you more way to get your hips along parallel to the front of the mat. Okay, so also the closer your feet are to being one kind of behind the other, the more balance is required. So let's lift our arms up into warrior one arms. We'll hold for a moment or two here. Now, warrior poses strengthen the legs, strengthening the lower body here. We're also, this is a bit of a balance pose. Let's bring our arms down behind us, interlacing the fingers, shoulder blades towards each other, looking up towards the ceiling. Now again, when you lift your gaze up, that makes a little bit more difficult balance. You can also look straight ahead if you prefer. And then we're going to fold forward into humble warrior. We're folding from the hips. And if it's in your practice, lift your hands, still interlaced, up towards the ceiling. And also let your head drop down. Then bring your hands to the floor. Turn your back, your right toes forward, and step forward into forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, release down. Bend your knees a little, press into your feet, sweep your arms out and up. Whoa. Out and up. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. And we'll take a few moments here. Take a few breaths before we do the other side. All right, let's go ahead and step back with our left foot. And again, position your feet so that it's good for you. Wider towards the long side of the mat or closer in towards the center, whatever you like. Right knee over your ankle. Lift up your arms, coming into warrior one. Now here also you can look up between your hands if you like. One of the things that we sometimes forget about though is both legs need to be active. So that would mean pressing into the whole left foot in the back. Often the outside edge kind of isn't pressing in as much as it can. So make sure the outside edge of your left foot is really pressing into the floor. Let's bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers, shoulder blades towards each other. Lift your gaze, coming into stargazing warrior. And now we're going to fold forward, coming into humble warrior. We're folding from the hips. And then when we get as far as we can go, we release our head down. And if it's part of your practice, you lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Release your hands to the floor. Turn your left toes forward and step forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, release down. Bend your knees, press your feet into the floor. Sweep your hands out and up. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra and come to stillness. All right, let's release that. Okay, so we're going to move into balance poses now. What we're going to do first is come into chair pose, excuse me. All right, so chair pose, you sit your hips back. You can go down as far as you like or stay up high as you like. It doesn't matter, okay? All right, so chair pose, your hands can be out in front or here in Anjala Mudra, and that's your choice. I think I'll leave mine out. And then we'll come up. All right, that's not balancing so much, so let's add to it. Into chair pose, sit your hips back, knees behind your toes or above your toes. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come up onto our toes into tall mountain. And you may be wobbling just a little bit. If you want to hold on to your chair or your wall, go right ahead. And let's come on out of that. Okay, I'll move my chair here so I will have a chair as well. Okay, let's try one more thing. This time we're going to have a little bit of movement when we're in tall mountain. So we'll come into chair pose. Always having a focal point is useful also. Your core needs to be engaged. Come up onto your toes and then begin to wave your hands and your body a little bit. And notice how your body adjusts to staying upright. You may feel your ankles working and your feet working and other parts of you as well. And then next time your arms are overhead, let's release and come on out. Ah, boy, let's take a breath or two here. Maybe wheel ourselves out a little bit. All right, we'll do a little bit more with a moving balance pose. So on this one, we're going to move our right leg first. We're going to begin to shift our weight into the left leg, and we can have it bent a little bit. Having it absolutely straight doesn't help with the balance sometimes. Having it bent, just your left leg bent a little bit, your standing leg bent a little, will help be kind of a shock absorber for what's going on. So get your focal point, and we'll just step forward with our right foot, and then step back with the right foot, and step forward, and step back. And one more time like this. And then come back to your center place. Now, you can keep doing it just like that, or you can move up a bit and touch the toe, the right toe in front, and then touch the right toe in back. Right toe in front, right toe in back, right toe in front, right toe in back, and then come to the center again. We have one more step here, and that is we're going to be lifting the right knee and then lifting behind. Okay, so again, if you prefer just to do the toe taps, that's fine. All right, so get your left leg ready to take all your weight. Bring your knee forward and up, and then back, and up and forward, and then back. Okay, and then forward and back. Man, oh man, I did this right before class. Okay, I want to do it one more time. Forward and back. All right. Still not wonderful, but it's okay. Everything is okay. Balance changes from minute to minute. All right, let's do it for the other foot now. So we'll then have a tiny bend in our right leg. Get our weight into the right leg. And we're just going to step forward with left foot. Step back with your left foot. Step forward. Step back. Step forward. Step back. Okay. And now the tapping. Tap forward with the left toes. Back with the left toes. Forward and back. Forward and back. And now it's time to raise the knee. Try to get steady. And again, this is an option. Raise the knee and then back. Raise the knee and then back. Ah. And raise the knee and then back. Okay, there we go. One more time. And then come to your feet on the ground. Whew. Well, I had one other one for you, but I see our time is getting short. Let's go ahead and do it anyway. No, that's not fair to your Shavasana. So let's come down to the mat. Come any way that you like. Let's come onto our backs, the knees bent. We'll take our arms out in the T. We're going to do one final twist here. Let's press into our feet, lift the hips over to the left, bring your knees over your chest, and lower them to the right. Now this time we want the shoulders to stay on the floor, so we can tuck the block underneath if your legs don't reach the floor. It's completely up to you. And if you like, you can straighten your top left leg and flex the foot. And just relax here, cooling down in this very peaceful pose. Let's bend the knee if it was straight. Press into your arms and your shoulders to help bring your knees overhead. Feet on the floor. Align your spine. And now let's do the other direction. Press into your feet and move your hips to the right. Bend your knees. Lower them to the left. And again, we're trying to keep the right shoulder on the floor. If your knees can't make it to the floor with your shoulder on the floor, tuck the block underneath. And then if you like, straighten your top right leg, flexing that foot. Nice, easy breaths here. Enjoying the release. And then bend your knee, press into your arms, lifting your knees, feet to the floor, straighten your spine again. Let's lift the knees up and rock back and forth. for a back massage. And then make circles with the knees. And then the other direction. And then feet to the floor and extend on out into Shavasana. Make yourself comfortable, covering up or with props if you need them or want them. Close your eyes and begin to focus on your breath for a moment. Okay. Bring your attention to the top of your head and release all the little muscles of your scalp. Relax your forehead, smoothing out any wrinkles you may find there. Relax your eyes back into your eye sockets. Relax your cheeks and your lips. Release your jaw. Your mouth may open just a little bit when you release your jaw, and that's fine. Relax the tongue in your mouth. Relax your neck and your throat. And feel your neck and head heavy on the floor, warm and relaxed. Relax your shoulders. Relax the tops of your arms, your elbows, your lower arms and wrists. Relax your hands and your fingers all the way out to the fingertips. And feel your shoulders and arms heavy on the earth, warm and relaxed. Relax the muscles in your back and all the little muscles along your spine. Relax the front of your body and all the organs inside. Relax your hips, your upper legs and knees, lower legs and ankles. Relax your feet and your toes all the way out to the tips of your toes. And feel your hips and legs heavy on the earth, warm and relaxed. Feel your whole body heavy on the earth, warm and relaxed. And now take the next few minutes to enjoy this relaxation. And now it's time to come back. So deepen your breath. Maybe rock your head from side to side gently. Begin to move the small muscles like fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. And then Begin to move the large muscles as well, maybe with a full body stretch, if that feels good to you. And when you're ready, bend your knees and roll to one side and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all the love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you along. And as you leave the class today, take this feeling of peace and joy with you. Namaste. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Namaste. Thank you, Becky. Great class tonight. Thanks all for joining us, and we'll see you soon at another library program.
Okay.
Good night.
Thank you both. Bye-bye, everybody.